Right, we're moving over. So, uh, um, absolutely delighted to have Natalie Ledward from Monzo Bank. So, let me bring her in. Hello, Natalie. Um,
Hi.
we're just absolutely thrilled to have you here, and thank you so much. And obviously, we've been like, wait, I've got to do the spiel. Natalie works across vulnerability, accessibility, and financial inclusion in Monzo. Like this is a became winner of the first Which Your Consumer Champion Award in 2019 for work in creating a gambling block to create vulnerable customers. Previously worked at Apple, specialised in training and ran events for charities and organisations on assistive technology. And at Monzo, she uses her experience to develop ideas to reduce barriers and empower customers. And it's and in order to help Monzo with its mission to make money work for everyone. And it actually genuinely is, right? So, like, we've been working for a little while together, doing a project where, like, I think you are the first. I don't know of any other major organization to go out and say, we are helping people with ADHD. Our products help people with ADHD. And not only do they do that, we want to make a noise about it. And, like, we totally get it. Like, our products, like, we talked about this line essential for some, good for everyone. Like this fits. Like these are things that help so many people, but they are. We just. Do you want to tell us a bit about that? We've got slides, like, and then we do this. Like, or do the slides do this? Like, have I just jumped? I've ruined
No,
the narrative.
I hope that what I'm about to share kind of sums everything that you've just set up.
Oh well, let's do it.
So
Like, shall we?
yeah,
Shall we
should we
jump
jump
straight
right
into
in?
the slides?
Why not?
Now they're over to you.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much, Henry. I feel so lucky to be here talking to you all. As Henry said, I'm Natalie. I lead our approach to vulnerability, access, and inclusion at Monzo Bank. And I'm here to talk to you about the work we've been doing at Monzo to support customers with ADHD. So, um, if you could hop on to the next slide, I am going to introduce Monzo first, um, because I'm not sure everybody will know about us. So let's talk about Monzo. For anyone who doesn't know, we are a digital bank that lives on your smartphone. We were founded in 2015, so we are pretty new to the banking scene, but we've got more than 6 million customers and we're growing pretty fast. Um, and if you hop to the next slide, this is Monzos Mission. Henry mentioned it, but it's quite an ambitious mission to make money work for everyone. And that's where my team comes in. We help Monzo understand who everyone is and what they might need to manage their finances. Um, so I'm not here to explain to anyone on this call today, what ADHD is. But I did want to share a few key things that we've come to understand as part of our work on this. So, according to the NHS, the symptoms of ADHD are categorized as inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness. But we obviously know that people have different lived experiences of ADHD. Um, it affects 1.8 million adults in the UK. But the thing that we found most interesting at Monzo is that less than 10% have a formal diagnosis. So that's really important to us because that means that there are plenty of people that might be managing their money for years and not know that they have ADHD, because it can take years to get that diagnosis. So, um, with that in mind, why am I here as a bank um, talking about this? Why did we decide to focus on this? If you hop to the next slide for me, we were having lots of conversations with our customers about how having Monzo really helps. And we also started to see lots of stories like this one. Um, and it was really clear that something about the Monzo app was really resonating with customers with ADHD. Customers were telling us that ADHD really impacts how they manage their money, and that the tools that Monzo provides, so the Monzo app has tools that provide control and visibility over money, and those really helped. So really, we just wanted to kind of explore that and look at it in a little bit more detail. So we commissioned YouGov to conduct some research for us. We wanted to look into the impact of ADHD on day-to-day money management. This type of research before this didn't exist. So it's completely new for, I think, any bank to do this research. So Henry mentioned it before, we didn't know of any at all that existed. And the research told us what we'd expected. There's a stark difference between how people with ADHD manage their money versus those without ADHD. The majority told us that they factor in additional costs when it comes to manage their money, which came out as an average of £1,600 a year. We found that people living with ADHD are 4 times more likely to impulse spend, 3 times more likely to miss bill payments, struggle with debt, find it hard to stick to a budget compared to people without the condition. And there's a mental cost as well as a financial cost, right? People are twice as likely to suffer from financial anxiety. So for us, it's really clear that banks can do more. Less than 1 in 5 felt supported by their bank. And the good news for us is Monzo features were listed as features that do really help. So, people called out mobile banking, but people also called out things like bill notifications and a place to set money aside. We call them pots, as the most helpful to them. And the research ended up being featured in The Guardian. So that's my next slide, just a little a little preview there. You can go and read this, it's online as well. If you just Google Monzo ADHD, it will come up. But rather than hearing it from me, in that article, I think there's some really amazing quotes from our customers in there that really reflect how helpful the tools are, but how different money management is. If you hop to the next slide, thank you. We spoke about this quite a lot on our social media too. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Our goal has been to raise awareness through the research. And we wanted to really focus on the real financial impact that it can have. If you have ADHD and you experience these challenges with managing money, you already know it costs more. So there's this kind of concept of an ADHD tax. The findings from the research validated that. And we also spoke to customers who shared their stories as well. So there's lots on our social media about this. And if you hop to the next slide, those with ADHD seem to find the kind of research that we've done quite validating and reassuring, I hope. There's some people listening to this now who kind of relate to this too. The research does back up their experience, and you can see we've got a few comments there. We saw people sharing what helps them manage their money, shouting out features that really work, paying from pots, instant notifications, and that clarity and visibility that we are really all about. And people were just genuinely really glad to see a bank shining a light on this. It's an issue that's important, but not really discussed enough, we don't think. And we even got an increase in customers talking to us about it. So that's great, because that gives us an opportunity to better support our customers. So yeah, keep going. Hop to the next slide. Thank you. Perfect. So following on from the research, we're working on lots of exciting things in partnership with ADHD UK to make sure that we continue to provide the best support for our customers. So we're going to carry on talking about this. It's the reason why we're here today. We want to make sure that we're offering the right support, not only to our customers, even though I've talked a lot about our customers, but also to the people at work who work at Monzo too. We've updated our guidance for our customer operations teams since we launched this research, and we're going to continue to review things like guidance for our teams, guidance for our customers, to make sure that everybody does get the best support. And by talking about it more, we hope that our customers know that we're really open to hearing about how ADHD impacts money management. We do have something called Share With Us in our app for exactly this. So Share With Us is a tool, and it lives in the help section of the Monzo app. And it's a way for customers to let us know about their situation. If your situation affects the way you manage your money, or even how you interact with us as you bank, it's for everyone, right? Like, you could be going through a life event, you could be going through some sort of health problem. If it impacts your money management or how you interact with us, there might be ways that we can help you. So we really want to hear from our customers, because we want to make sure that we can work together to make sure that people's accounts are set up in the right way to stay in control of their finances. And that's really what we're here for. We're also looking forward to a Monzo-wide lunch and learn delivered by ADHD UK. But what I'm really excited about is, if you hop onto the next slide, next week is the very first of our listening sessions with neurodivergent customers. So these sessions are facilitated discussions on lived experience, and next week we're going to be focusing on money and the workplace. We're going to have representation from our product teams who can improve the experience for customers, and our people team who can improve the experience for our colleagues. And last but not least, through the month of October, we are spotlighting ADHD UK in the charity donations section of our Monzo app. So there's plenty more we can do, honestly, but we're really excited to be on this journey, learning more about this and hopefully creating a better banking experience. Thank you so much for listening to me. Hopefully that was an interesting update.
It was wonderful, and it is wonderful what you're doing. And I want to talk to the audience, just outline how significant it is that a big organisation, and a bank, obviously no less, is going out and shouting about how it's helping people with ADHD. And I literally do not know anyone else doing that. I'm honestly on a global basis. It's one of a kind, and it's a big deal. It's wonderful that you've had such a good response, and it comes out of your listening. Like the fact you heard customers saying, "I have ADHD. Your tools are making a huge difference to me," and you listened to that and went our product is resonating, and let's listen more, and you're doing more to learn more, and it's genuinely a wonderful thing. As you know, we wish to give you we would like to have had it here, like an award for as ADHD as an ADHD ally. We will get that to you, and that's formally telling you that that's coming. It is genuinely, it's really, really wonderful what you're doing, and very, very impressive.
Thank you. We think it's wonderful what you're doing, and thank you so much for sharing this spotlight today with us. We're really grateful to be able to talk about our work and learn from you all. So yeah, thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We're running late, so we have to call it adieu there and say goodbye. And we are going to slip. So for people, we're slipping about 15 minutes. Thank you again. And we'll say goodbye. So thank you.
Thank you everyone. Bye.
Right, I think that was absolutely fascinating, and it's genuinely so important. It's a really big deal. Like, ADHD does not get talked about, and certainly, as we know, we're always having to fight for accommodations and understanding. And so there is Monzo standing up and saying we're doing stuff for people with ADHD and doing it off there. Without on their own back, out of their own realization that they're doing good stuff intuitively. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.